Greetings, greetings, and greetings. Buenos dias. Hope everybody had a great night of sleep, that you are ready to get into the market on this morning. Today is December 20th. This is the E2T Morning Show. I am Jamie Irvin. Let's jump right in to our futures. All of the futures are currently down. Dow futures is down 0.41%. S&P futures down 0.62%. The NAS futures is down 0.84%. Right? Europe last reported all down. Craziness, right? The European markets slide. Novo Nordisk is down 20% after obesity drug results. Asia all down. Craziness. Australian stocks hit 3-month low. This is ASX 200, which is the Australian stocks. Last reported for the United States, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was the only thing that was up, 0.04%. All right. Stock futures fall as Dow heads for the worst week since March 2023. The VIX is currently down 2.91% to 23.40, which is like crazy. So let's swing around and check out earnings. There was not a whole lot going on for earnings. Carnival Cruise Line, or shall I say Carnival Corporation, reported this morning, as well as Winnebago. Those are the only two things reporting this morning. Of course, yesterday was Nike, FedEx, BlackBerry, Mission, and Scholastic, right? In terms of our ForexFactory calendar information, so we had at 7:30 and 8:30, we had yellow and red folders. FOMC member Daily spoke at 7:30. The red folder for this morning was the core PCE price index month over month. The personal income month over month was a yellow folder, and the personal spending month over month was a yellow folder. So that red core PCE price index, all of them were all below forecast, slightly below forecast. At 10 o'clock, we have the revised University of Michigan consumer sentiment. That is an orange folder. And then we have a yellow folder, revised University of Michigan inflation expectations. Okay. So we still have that going on. Notice it is at 10 o'clock. And we have our saying for 10 o'clock turnaround, which is when we tend to notice things happening in the chart. And some type of move could be possible. So that was for ForexFactory. For investing.com, we have the Michigan 1-year inflation expectations, 2 stars. Also, and that's for December, 5-year inflation expectations for December, as well as the consumer expectations and consumer sentiment, all for December, all 2 stars. This should sound familiar. Atlanta Fed GDP now, Q4, 2 stars. And that's at 10:30. Okay, so the other ones that I read will be coming up at 10 o'clock. And then we have a run of 2-star events at 1 o'clock. So we have 1 o'clock is the U.S. Baker Hughes oil rig count and their total rig count, right? It's 1 o'clock. At 3:30 is the CFTC crude oil speculative net positions for the gold, crude oil, NASDAQ 100, and S&P 500, right? So that's, and actually that might be 3:30, so that's 3:30. I said 2:30, sorry, so that's 3:30. So at 1 o'clock, we have 2 stars, and then 3:30, 2 stars. So we definitely have some things that are quote unquote happening. I'll take that for what it's worth, but we have things happening during that time frame. Okay. All right. So good morning, Tamar. Good morning, Nangali Ramushe. Good morning, Lady T, and good morning, Janae. All right. So we got little activities sprinkled throughout the day, is what that boils down to, right? Just as a reminder, we do have the SPX playbook, which is now $27. You can get that on spxplaybook.net for the secrets to making 10% profits every single day. It is a playbook that you can add to your trading plan as well as tweak, right? For your own success. People are using that to their advantage. The small account growth accelerator, turning 1K or whatever you're starting with into 6K without staring at your screen all day. This is a membership project that is happening, okay? Again, starting with an amount, semi-passive strategies, consistent growth, supportive coaching, and community in option seller membership, all right? We have a membership, our Telegram group. This entire growth accelerator is happening just within the membership. So if you are interested, you can go to educator2trader.com, educator2trader.com, and join our membership. When you join the membership, it's like having an all access pass to whatever is coming up. We're automatically, I guess you would say, grandfathered in to the future projects as long as you are part of the membership. But for that small account accelerator, I would definitely say that is something that people are for sure looking forward to. So we want to make sure that people are, receiving the word that is coming, but it's definitely not something that's open to the public, definitely for just the membership. So that's educator2trader, the number 2, trader.com. So go ahead and check that out, okay? Good morning, Tatiana, and good morning, Ivy. Thank you for joining us this morning, okay? All righty. So let's take a look at these, Mancini numbers. So we're trying to figure out what's going on right now. So there seems to be some type of disconnect either between the website that we use to convert the numbers from ES, which is the futures, to SPX. We're still not sure what is happening. So I want 100% would highly advise you to check these numbers before you enter. Just use them as a gauge. Do not use this as the law. Always check your numbers. Always check your charts, no matter where you're getting the information from, okay? So for Mancini, what I'm seeing is quick work in SPX 57.88 through 96 would be key support today, and it held. Reclaim 58.21 would be needed to trigger up, and we got a 20-point bounce with 0 drawdown. No greed today. Lock in gains here, 58.58 next if SPX wants more. Low is in above there. Not sure what that means right there, but 58.22 equals support. 57.88 to 96 below. All righty. So 57.88 through 96 is below. So that is what we are going to put on our charts. Again, not sure what's going on with these numbers. Haven't figured out if it's something going on with Twitter in terms of what we're receiving. No idea. So we're going to put these numbers on. This was a nice size gap down for this morning, right? Which would not surprise me if it begins to fill this. So we're going to start this off with a gap. We'll activate the rectangle. This is a Thinkorswim that I am using. We're looking at the 15-minute chart. And what I'm doing is just marking the numbers that we just read from Mancini. Right? This was a gap down, so this is a seller's gap. The sellers pushed this price down this morning. Matter of fact, instead of reinventing the wheel, what I'll do is just grab this and change this number, 5822. He called it support. So guess what we're going to call it? Support. All right. So this is support here. 5788. Let's do this. 5788. It's where he was saying that it will go below. And we'll do 5796. Should we add that? So these two are close together. Okay. And then we'll just take one of these. And we'll just say 5858. Right, so I'm gonna make sure we make this large, and I'll even change this color to green so it can be seen a little bit more. It can look like it's a target. All right, so this was the number at the top that was in play. Okay, 5822 was a support number. If it goes below this, he's saying that these two numbers are possible numbers that this could drop to. All right. If you have any tickers that you would like looked at, charted, feel free to drop those in the comment box. Okay. Right now, that's what's going on with SPX as it begins to get its act together. Right, this is what happened yesterday. We had this initial push down from sellers, and to be honest with you, it just kind of took this. This is not all that big of a drop, really. I mean, it's 35 points, but we know that SPX can drop further than that on any given day. So. But that's what this looked like. This movement kind of looked like just dropped at the end of the day. Triple Q is what is requested. So let's go to the daily. Actually, this just dropped into, this was a gap from November 29th, just after Thanksgiving. So this literally dropped into a gap that was just sitting there. And it filled it. So this is a seller's gap. So we're going to put this here. See what ends up happening. Not today, but over time when we come back to this chart. We do have now, well, technically we can just do this. Okay with this. Seller zone is up here. Leg in, base, leg out. There's a very strong seller candle right there. My guess would be that since this is a seller's gap right here, this could very well bounce off of here, or depending on what's happening in terms of who knows what, I don't think triple Q will just go right through there, but I guess it could. I don't see anything definitive. I remember there being conversation about this right here. So we did mark that as a buyer zone. Let me make this wider. And just to be on the safe side. Okie dokie. So this was the buyer zone that I saw. I like this one down here a lot more. But this was the first thing that I saw where there was a turnaround and something that looked credible. Put that in quotations, if you will. So if this is dropping, I'm going to take these lines off. I would definitely be above price right now. If I was looking, I wouldn't be looking to get in right now. But if I was just looking at premiums, for example, especially if it was 0 DTE, I'll be looking above here. But I'll be at like 516. 516 will put you like right there above the gap. I'll be waiting for another good half hour, 45 minutes. And don't forget, we do have other events happening throughout the day. But if you're just looking for just numbers, in terms of premium, this is a one spread, 518 minus 517. It is 1 times $100. Each contract is 100 shares. So this will be 14 cents or $14 collected on $100 collateral. That's not bad at all. Potential iron condor situation. But again, I will not jump in right now. This looks like this could be a cheer that is forming depending on what's happening with this leg on today's candle. But that's how I would view that. Put that gap down. But just to be fair, because they knew some of us will do it. That was a call credit spread, so the put credit spread would be 15 cents on $100 collateral. It's not bad if you're doing a 0 DTE. If I was doing a 0 DTE and I was getting about $30, almost $30 on $100 collateral on an iron condor, wouldn't be a bad idea. It's almost 30% return on collateral. Good morning, LL. No problem, none, Kali. That's what I'm seeing for that. Obviously, the 15-minute breakout has not happened yet, but we can also, since we already looked at triple Q, might as well look at Russell. And we will do 15. We are going to clear this whole line set. You notice, obviously, Russell did the same thing. Kind of pushed down by the sellers in the morning. It never even made it, not even halfway above where it got started on yesterday. We can mark this as the top of this gap if you trade the 15-minute breakout. activate this. Start there and here. Expecting there to be a change in the next few minutes. Right. Okay. So we got this range happening right here. For those who trade the breakout, they were just waiting to see if, or should I say, which direction price may break out, and people will make trades based on that range. For Russell and SPX, more people seem to do it probably for SPX. So this filled this as I was assuming that it might. So we're going to just put this here. There. All I'm doing is just marking the first candle on this. That's all. The first 15-minute candle. That's what that's doing. Right? So we got some news that you all may want to be aware of. Outside of the fact, other things that can affect our charts. There's actually a couple different things that's happening, but one of the main things is there's a lot of talk of tariffs. Some of you may not remember this, but during the last administration of the president-elect, there was a lot of things happening at the same time that affected tariffs. So that was a big deal because obviously whenever tariffs are involved, that means that somebody's being charged either to export or import goods, right? And so that is going to get pushed down to the consumers. And if you haven't figured out yet, we are the consumer. So depending on where that stuff is coming from, that's one thing to be aware of. That's one of those buzzwords, in my opinion, that can, news is one thing that affects stock price as well. So that's one thing to be made aware of is goods that can be impacted by tariffs, right? The other thing that we probably want to be aware of is this government shutdown. Well, the looming, quote unquote, alleged. They're trying to make sure the government stays up and running throughout the end of the year and on. So obviously, now that may not affect the stocks directly, but that's obviously news that can be something that we want to make sure that we are looking out for. Okay, so that is a factor. So make sure we keep an eye out for that, right? All right. We got Drew. Good morning, Drew. Good morning, the Long Neck Lounge. Okay. Someone is requesting NUKK. Is what that looks like. I'm not familiar with that stock, but we can take a look at it before we bounce out of here. Oh, yes, I haven't heard of it, but when I see Nuck, I always think of the Three Stooges. All right, so what we have here is if we're just looking at it to be looking at it, I certainly wouldn't be trading it right now. But that's just me. This is a weird, it's a weird looking chart right now. So I don't know how I would make that play out. Okay. But on the monthly chart, what I see, if we're looking to show where prices turned around, I didn't get that. Did you try again? Jesus Christ. All right, let's do here. And I see it turn around up here. right? I'm just marking where I see price turning around on the monthly chart. These sellers up here are really making sure that that this price does not go above a certain amount. Holy cow. So what exactly is this? What is what is what is NUC? What is NUC? What is NUC? Because my list that's building for what it could be is probably inaccurate. Yeah, this is not something that I would even be messing with. This is not a good chart for me. There's no reference point. It is up. All right. Well, since it's here and since it was requested, this is how I find out something about stock I never heard of. NUC. That's what Curly used to say. NUC, NUC, NUC. All right. This is funny. All right, let's look at the profile. Oh, it stands for nucleus. I never would have guessed that at all, actually. I never would have put those two together. It's a financial technology company, provides blockchain-enabled technology solutions worldwide. Okay. It focuses on providing software and technology solutions for retail foreign exchange trading industry. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, my nucleus. I got you. What y'all doing? Yeah. So I guess right now, technically over the last few sessions, I wouldn't be able to tell you what caused it to go up, but definitely bounced. Now, what the other thing I would want to know is who are the holders? And this information is weird. The top institutional holders, nobody has over 31,000. I know who UBS Group is, but some of these other ones, there's no way Bank of America only holds 8 shares in this. Are y'all serious? Okay. All right. I'll need to know more information about this, but yeah. But there's a conversation going on in the chat box about it. So at least 2 people seem to be familiar with it. So I'm okay being the odd man out on this one. Just because I'm not a fan of the chart. But this is what it looks like. Seems like it's mostly been at zero for quite some time here. What is this? Since January, it's been down. And it was up in 2023. But in terms of some type of formation for us, this being the daily chart, I usually don't even this third leg is currently forming, so I don't even do a third. I don't even mark it for a zone unless it's 3 candles. And really, I need a leg in and a leg out to mark it, but I can acknowledge that there is a gap down here. But if it came to trading it, I would not be trading it. But I don't know anything about it. Let me just say it that way. So I will mark it accordingly. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, out of nosiness, I do want to see what the. So this doesn't even have options, okay? So that takes it out. That takes it out of my off my list anyway. No options, pimp. You ain't got no options. You out of options, chief? All right. You ain't got no options. Okay. So this is what's happening with SPX. And this. Get us back to our 15-minute just to check and see. It has not broken out of its 15-minute range yet on SPX. And that's what that is doing. We'll check out the one for Russell. All right, so this coming Monday is our last stream of the year. At least the last one that I'll be on. So we'll be on hiatus till January 6th, I believe. Sounds right. To January 6th. Russell is trying to break out of its 15-minute range and sometimes is out of it before SPX, so that is happening. It's like it's trying to. It reminds me like a little chicken trying to break out of an egg. That's what that reminds me of. It seems to be what's happening right there. All right. Are we expecting increased volatility due to quad witching? I say it is always possible. It is always possible because we have multiple things happening at the same exact time in terms of what's being closed. All right. So you got people closing positions. You got options being closed, futures being closed. I mean, and then people, the third Friday of the month is when a lot of things are being closed anyway. Like that's the third. If you even on the options chain, on some options chains, I can't say all of them, but some options chains that I've seen, it'll even say where this says weeklies. On some options chains that I've seen, it'll say third Friday on it. It'll mark the third Friday to let you know that it's the third Friday. So basically, when you get into it, you already know that the third Friday is that particular Friday where there might be, this is quad witching, but there's double witching, triple witching, and then quad witching. And over time, the definition for those have kind of changed a little bit in what all they're doing. But I'm gonna put a link. I'm gonna put a link in this group here, so you have an idea of what the definition is. Do it that way. Hopefully you'll be able to at least see it. I think you can highlight that and copy that text. Okay. But normally it's the index futures, the stock index options. Index options are what we just looked at: Russell, SPX, XSP. Those are index options, if I'm not mistaken. You got stock options, and then what are called stock derivatives. So all of those expire. Quadruple witching happens 4 times a year. believe it sounds about right. Yeah, I think that's 4 times a year. Okay. So you can definitely expect some type of volume, something probably going on. And I think what the Long Neck Lounge is posting is for Nook. All right. So let's swing back around so we can get y'all on your day. And I was trying to open up. There you go. We want to swing back around and see what our Dow Jones currently is up 0.02%. The S&P 500 is down 0.28%. The NASDAQ is down 0.68%, but the Russell 2K is up 0.12%. The VIX is down 7.89%. It is at 22.19. Okay, 22.19. Right? It's about right. Okay. Let us mosey on over to our E2T daily declaration. By faith, I'm a successful trader. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I make smart, lucrative decisions for my portfolio. Money likes me because money is comfortable around me. It is drawn to me. Okay. E2T. Daily prayer, Lord, give us wisdom and knowledge for our trades today. Help us to make smart and lucrative decisions for our portfolios. Okay. They're about to report the revised University of Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation expectations at 10 o'clock. Right? Don't forget we have these other things happening at 1 o'clock and 3:30. All right? Just saying, guard your coins, keep your head on the swivel, and all that good stuff. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Please enjoy the rest of your trading day. Hope you have great profitability on today. We'll see you on Sunday for the live at 5 right here on Educated the Trader. And as always, stay green and get this money. Hasta la vista.